In The Devil Wears Prada, Miranda, the ruthless editor-in-chief of Runway Fashion magazine, who's famous for her cruelty, says this to Andy, her new assistant who somehow ended up there and looks down on the industry from above. You go to your closet and select that shapeless blue sweater, because you're trying to tell the world you take yourself too seriously to care what you wear. But that blue represents millions of dollars and countless jobs. It's comical that you think you've made a choice that exempts you from the fashion industry, when in fact you're wearing a sweater that was selected for you by the people in this room from a pile of stuff. Anna Wintour, who went down in pop culture history as the Miranda character, when her former assistant's book was adapted to the big screen, has been Vogue's editor-in-chief, its queen, for 37 years. She wakes up at 5 a.m., plays her tennis, selects one from hundreds of black sunglasses and flowery dresses, and heads to her office. One of her 3 assistants greets her with her cappuccino every morning as usual. Unless she asks something, no one except senior editors has the luxury of talking to her. It's not even possible to talk back to Anna anyway. You might be a very successful editor, and Anna might have thrown your entire shoot in the trash. You can write about this in your diary while crying. Anna's ruthlessness has been legendary since Jerry Oppenheimer's 2005 biography. But the reason it's legendary isn't because gossip spreads from mouth to mouth. The reason is that Anna takes pride in this ruthless image and proclaims it to the whole world. After all, isn't having people talk about how she scolds her employees much better than being known as the person who introduced Harvey Weinstein's wife's brand to millions? But don't worry, today we won't leave any stone unturned in the life and career of Anna Wintour, whose sphere of influence extends beyond fashion all the way to American politics. Once again, we'll learn the diabolical tactics of the elite minority that designs pop culture and therefore our present day. And we won't stop there. We'll practically enter their brains. If your popcorn, sunglasses, and most authentic smiles are ready, I'm starting. The making of a queen. Anna Wintour was born in 1949 into a noble English family. Writing has been in her family's genes since her great-great-great-grandmother, Lady Elizabeth Foster, an 18th-century novelist, who later received the title of Duchess. Her father, Charles Wintour, was a politics editor at an English newspaper. Anna's family life is indexed to her father's work and therefore to political developments. For example, their Venice vacation is cut short by Marilyn Monroe's death. They rush back. Charles Wintour is also a very harsh and cold man, known in industry gossip as Chilly Charlie. Anna, who idealizes her father's career and workaholism, can't quite understand why. All the children growing up under Charles's authority choose political careers following in his footsteps. But Anna's goal is different. She's going to conquer the fashion industry. Anna has no intention of studying. She ends her educational life at just 16. To her family, who want her to at least get an education in fashion, she says, "You either understand fashion or you don't." Anna knows she doesn't need to have an artist's eye or learn fashion history to reach her goals. The only thing she needs is business intelligence. This business intelligence takes Anna's career, which started as an editorial assistant at Harper's Bazaar in London, all the way to junior fashion editor at Harper's Bazaar in New York. Anna has the financial resources to afford unemployment, a socialite circle with hands reaching into New York, and a massive desire to prove herself. That's why she doesn't hesitate to take risks at all. Although her bold shoots cause her to be fired from Harper's Bazaar, she manages to make a name for herself in the industry. At New York Magazine, where she joined as fashion editor in 1981, her vision is appreciated. Among fashion editors famous for dressing sloppily, she sends everyone the message that she's aiming high with her carefully chosen outfits, the haircut she hasn't changed since age 14, and the harsh, distant working style she learned from her father. One of those who receives this message is Alexander Liberman, the creative director of Condé Nast, the parent company of magazines like Vogue, GQ, Glamour, and Vanity Fair. This man named Alexander Liberman is determined to bring Anna to Vogue. But first, there's a small formality. Anna needs to meet with Vogue's editor-in-chief, Grace Mirabella. In the meeting, Mirabella asks Anna what position she wants at Vogue. Anna's answer, yours. Climbing the ladder. Anna practically finds herself in New York's competitive and ruthless world. While in London she'd barely get to the office by 10, in New York everyone starts working hard at 8 and thinking about what they'll do that day to leave their competitors behind, activates the devil inside Anna. That devil will come in very handy. Anna is a woman who knows very well who she needs to get along with and who she needs to crush. Getting the blessing of the big bosses is important, but making Mirabella, whose seat she has her eye on, like her, is just as unimportant. Mirabella is nothing more than an obstacle Anna needs to overcome on her way to the seat she's targeting. Anna's courage in telling the woman who will be her manager, "I want your job," is a harbinger of the storm she'll raise at Vogue for 2 years. The big boss creates a previously non-existent creative director position for Anna, and Anna gets to run wild as she pleases. From changing page layouts without Mirabella's knowledge to humiliating editors who oppose her, Anna doesn't hold back. She has no intention of waiting 10 years to sit in Mirabella's seat. When things get out of hand at the office, Big Boss Newhouse takes Anna from there and puts her in the seat of Vogue UK's retiring editor-in-chief. This is a very important test for Anna to prove herself. Her first act is to ask British editor Liz Tilburis, who has her eye on the editor-in-chief seat, where she can hang her fur coat. Fur becomes an important symbol for Anna's power display shows, which become her hobby over time. She's aware that most employees in fashion and the magazine industry can only dream of such an expensive garment with the low salaries they receive. Also aware that animal lovers won't be happy about it at all. Indeed, years later, Anna's fur obsession will result in animal rights activists leaving a dead raccoon on her plate while she's eating at a restaurant. Anna will ask the waiter to take the animal away and continue her meal without losing her composure. And in the 2009 Vogue documentary, she'll declare that she'll never back down from the fur-wearing cause like this, reshaping Vogue. Anna changes almost the entire editorial staff of Vogue UK. She doesn't feel the need to personally give this news to the fired employees. Moreover, one of these people is Alex Schulman, a family friend she's known since childhood. Alex Schulman is an editor who writes about business in Vogue. Although hurt by Anna's move, years later she decides to put her resentment aside, stop by her office and say hello. Instead of inviting Alex into her room, Anna conveys through the receptionist that she's busy. When Alex insists, she makes the effort to ask how he's doing audibly from the end of the phone receiver, and without even waiting for the man to finish his answer, she says, "Say hi to everyone," and hangs up. Anna's mission when she took over Vogue UK is clear. Show how she'll run Vogue America in the future, increase sales. To this end, Anna breaks the sophisticated and intellectual nature of Vogue magazine that had continued for years. To capture a much wider readership in young people, she adds pages like astrology and celebrity gossip to the magazine. On the cover of her first issue, she uses the same model that Vogue America used. Actually, Anna, as we'll learn from her later, hates horoscopes. But the issue isn't what she likes anyway, it's what millions will like, and she knows this very well. After Anna proves her skills at Vogue UK, Newhouse puts her at the head of another magazine this time, House & Garden. But Anna's patience is running out. She needs to sit in the editor's chair of Vogue America now. When she can't persuade her boss with sweet words, she chooses the risky and complicated path of sending him the message by hurting him. House & Garden is normally a decoration magazine and should remain so, but Anna turns the magazine into a fashion magazine where furniture appears in photos. This situation becomes a laughingstock in the industry. Models start calling the magazine Vanity Chair among themselves. Parent company Condé Nast receives so many complaints from readers canceling their subscriptions one by one that they have to open a separate phone line for complaints. Anna's test of her boss with the only thing he cares about, money, works. Vogue America's editor-in-chief Mirabella is fired, and Anna takes her place, achieving her goal. When I say achieving her goal, it's only for now. Everything is just beginning for Anna's insatiable hunger for power. The Vogue Revolution. Boss Newhouse explains his decision to put Anna at the head of Vogue America like this. Vogue was stuck in traditional molds. We thought Anna could be a bridge between high fashion and wearable, accessible fashion. Anna shows she's received this message without wasting any time. She publishes her first issue in November 1988 with a cover proclaiming that Mirabella, who used close-up face photos of models on covers, is now retired. In this natural photo taken on the street, the model is wearing a $10,000 piece on top and $60 jeans on bottom. This is the first pair of jeans to appear on a Vogue cover in its history. Even the printing press that will print the magazine thinks there's been a mistake and calls the Vogue office. As years pass, this cover becomes even more legendary. For the Vogue.com relaunch in 2014, they'll recreate this photo with Gigi Hadid. After Anna declares through this cover that things won't be like they used to be, she takes much fewer risks. But still, everything has changed inside the magazine. Now Anna has power. This power is definitely not a democracy. We can call it a monarchy. The rules, hierarchy, and formality at the Vogue office are no less than the British royal family. As I said before, fashion publishing is a ruthless industry that pays its employees very little. It's a career path that can only be chosen by well-educated daughters of wealthy families who can afford to earn little money. It's on record that they talked among themselves, saying things like, "I need to find a real job. My dad doesn't want to support me working at Vogue anymore." Anna, who went through similar paths herself, has no mercy on these young women. According to a story leaked from inside, once a young editor makes the mistake of saying hello to Anna in the elevator and gets scolded by Anna's assistant. These employees who bow their heads when Wintour passes by are called Wintour's girls. The prerequisites for being Wintour's girl are being thin, beautiful, and chic. Anna's strict appearance standards for her staff have been widely documented and criticized over the years. She explained her reasoning like this: "Employees should represent Vogue everywhere they go. This has a much more diabolical purpose than capturing a readership that fits these molds and making them like Vogue, selling dreams to women who feel ugly and flawed, creating the illusion that buying Vogue will bring them one step closer to the version of themselves they dream of. You know we're not strangers to this tactic at all. This is exactly the tactic that created Victoria's Secret, Abercrombie & Fitch, and their siblings. All these people who design pop culture and decide what we'll buy are travelers on the same path, first making ordinary people feel like insects, then suggesting products that will make them feel less like insects. If you noticed, I used the word insect. Anna prefers mouse. When praising her employee Kate Betts, who had the courage to oppose her, she says she has a point of view. She's strong, not a mouse. What's the point of sitting there with a bunch of mice? Not fun at all. The power play. Kate Betts was at that time an editor at Vogue, producing content about pop culture, music, street fashion, and internet culture. Someone seen as the heir to Anna's throne. Although Anna is pleased with the work Kate produces, she obviously doesn't want things to get out of hand. Kate gets her share of Anna's 1001 types of mobbing, and finally gives up and leaves the magazine. Anna sees off Kate, whom she sends off with a dry good luck wish, and then in her article in the next issue, praises her with her most authentic smile. Kate, not fooled by this authentic smile, decides to drop Anna's mask. When she exposes Anna in an interview by saying, "She didn't even send me a gift when I gave birth," she's the one who gets labeled ungrateful and receives backlash. Because in the world, an ordinary editor's words have little value next to a ruthless and socialite girl boss. Anna's sparkling image and tyranny encounter a small glitch in 1999, exactly when Kate leaves Vogue along with other editors. Anna is cheating on David Schaefer, her husband of 15 years and father of her 2 children, with a married man, Shelby Bryan. Anna suddenly gets labeled as an immoral woman dragged through the mud by tabloids. Anna's husband David is successful, modest, and not particularly deferential to socialite circles. Shelby, whom she met when they sat next to each other at an event in New York in 1997, is extremely ambitious and powerful, a man who raises millions of dollars at fundraising events he organizes for the Democratic Party, which Anna tries to keep close to, and who is therefore favored by the party. This forbidden love affects not only Anna's image, but also Shelby's political career, as he's about to be appointed to President Bill Clinton's Foreign Intelligence Advisory Board. Bill Clinton's advisors ask Shelby to back off until the scandal dies down, but Shelby doesn't listen. Although he manages to continue his marriage for a while by promising to buy his wife a house, he can't break away from Anna. Eventually, both divorce. The person who calls Shelby's wife Catherine to personally convey his condolences is Bill Clinton. Anna's persuasion of Hillary Clinton to appear on a Vogue cover coincides exactly with these forbidden love years. Anna has managed to extend the circle she expanded in the fashion industry all the way to politics. She's pleased. It would be great if she didn't fall into the tabloids too, becoming indispensable. Anna, who had a difficult year due to the forbidden love scandal and editors leaving Vogue exactly during this period, starts to face rumors that she'll be fired. Competition is fiercer than ever with the rise new magazines like InStyle and Marie Claire are achieving in the market. Things aren't going perfectly. According to information Anna's friends give to the press, Anna is burned out and tired. She no longer wants to be the media arm of society, she wants to be society itself. Anna experiences a breaking point in 1999 when she reaches this crossroads. If she's going to continue her Vogue career, she must be sure she'll never be tabloid fodder again and won't experience the fear of being fired by her boss like an ordinary mortal. Yes, she has a circle consisting of celebrities, politicians, and powerful people, but there's nothing that makes her indispensable to the company. This situation must change urgently. Anna immediately mobilizes her entire circle. She gets designer friends like Oscar de la Renta, whose careers she's helped greatly, to give positive statements about her to the press. Meanwhile, she also convinces an old friend who owns a production company to sell his company to Condé Nast. Thus, by enabling her boss to buy the $650 million Fairchild Publications from Disney, she receives an expensive apology gift. Anna has no intention of leaving her Vogue seat. There's still much to be done. The measure of Anna's success at Vogue isn't just sales. In fact, circulation drops from 1.1 million before Anna took over to 1 million when she takes over. Anna's distinguishing feature is something else. She brings Vogue advertising revenue it's never seen in its history. She succeeds in turning clothes and accessories into objects of desire for readers who want to be Vogue women, and getting them to buy. As her close friend Calvin Klein also says, sales of products Anna features in the magazine immediately increase. The secret to Anna's success is exactly in this statement Calvin Klein made. In Calvin Klein, Michael Kors, Donna Karan, John Galliano, and Oscar de la Renta proclaiming Anna's success on every platform. As long as designers back her, Anna is powerful. As long as Anna supports them, designers are successful, a perfect cycle. Anna doesn't even hide that she favors some designers over others, that she does all favors expecting something in return. In an interview for a New Yorker article, she openly says that between two outfits she likes, she definitely chooses the outfit of the brand that advertises in the magazine, and says, advertising isn't a dirty word to me. Building an empire. Anna carefully weaves her relationships with famous and powerful people throughout her career, to be able to use them in difficult times like in 1990. She personally meets with stores and TV channels for designers, and takes on a mediator role. When Marc Jacobs can't find capital for his fashion show, Anna is the one who arranges Donald Trump's hotel ballroom for him for free. She provides the sparkle John Galliano's career needs. To bring Thom Browne and Brooks Brothers together, she relentlessly pressures the brand's CEO. This mediator identity she maintains for years enables her to create an army of people who feel indebted to her. Thanks to this, she doesn't hesitate to praise herself more than Tom Ford in the foreword she writes for Tom Ford. In the articles she writes on the first page of each issue, she mentions famous and prestigious people she knows using only their names. She wants to engrave in our minds how close she is to them. Americans have a saying, shameless self-promotion. There's no room for shame or hesitation among Anna's capitalistic values. She's aware that being mentioned together with celebrities and politicians respected by society elevates her own reputation beyond even Vogue. If you've watched one of the documentaries about Vogue and Anna, you've probably noticed this. When everyone explains the reason for Anna's success, as if they've coordinated, they say that before Anna, professional models were used in magazines and advertisements, and that Anna brought using celebrities to the industry. If you were born in the 90s like me, it's hard to understand this mentioned change. You think of course using celebrities sells more. Nobody else could have thought of this? But yes, actually, really, they couldn't. What Anna discovered isn't something as simple as adding a bit of celebrity gossip to a fashion magazine. What she did was realize that in the age we live in, it's not the statement itself but the person saying it that determines the statement's reputation. In short, post-truth. Today, we all know more or less that it's not the clothes in perfect-looking shoots with professional models that will sell, but the clothes in celebrities' ordinary photos taken on the street. Anna is one of the first to discover this. That's why she's also the one who decides what clothes celebrities will appear to be caught by paparazzi in. Designer Jeffrey Bean, whose brand she literally banned from the magazine after their relationship soured in 1994, says, Anna is vindictive. She immediately abandons anyone who doesn't give her what she wants. As an editor, she transformed elegance into mass appeal and taste into waste. Although Jeffrey said something Anna would label as old-school thinking, he's not entirely wrong. Anna has a position she carefully built and protected after the turbulent period she experienced in 1999. She carefully uses her power to make or break brands, to make them do what she wants. According to former Times fashion editor Spindler, in the 1990s when Anna realized grunge fashion was over, she immediately did a glamour-themed shoot. With photos in hand, she personally went to designers and said, "We're shooting this. If you don't switch to this style, good luck." Designers immediately changed their collections according to Anna's wishes, and thus grunge fashion was history. According to accounts, Anna also has a habit of conveying her threats not through her own mouth but through her assistants. When they're not happy about something, her assistant's favorite sentence is, "Do you want me to take this to Anna?" In the September issue documentary about the production process of Vogue's thickest September issue to date, released in 2009, we see Tom Brown, Laura's head designer, trembling while showing Anna his new collection. When color-obsessed Anna finds the collection too black, the designer's hands and feet get tangled. He immediately shows a dark green outfit. Anna rolls her eyes. The position a world-famous designer is put in this documentary might have seemed humiliating to you. I agree, but Place's entire career depends on Anna liking his clothes and putting them in the magazine. There's nothing to be done. Anna underlines this reality by making Place spill his guts in front of cameras. Again in the same documentary, Anna and her team have a meeting with clothing store owners. We hear the owners conveying complaints to Anna about brands, saying they should speed up those deliveries a bit. We can't see it, but they see the magic wand in Anna's hand. A Condé Nast executive explains that Anna sets the industry's rules like this. In the early 90s, nobody wore fur until Anna put fur on the Vogue cover. Whatever we stand behind sells. The September issue and beyond. Anna continues her PR strategy from the 90s into the early 2000s. She carries her ruthlessness, formality, and fur on her shoulders with pride just like she carries them. When the September issue can't extract material from Anna's one-dimensional character, it decides to focus on Grace Coddington, who's been working with Anna since her Vogue UK days, and whose every day passes with a struggle. Grace is a former model, a woman passionate about art, who had to quit her modeling career after her face was very seriously damaged in a car accident at age 26, and started fashion editing. Throughout the documentary, we see that Grace's values clash with Anna's, and that Grace is waging a war of existence in this work environment where she's not very appreciated. Anna wants them to Photoshop away the belly of the cameraman who appeared in front of the camera in Grace's editorial shoot and jokes to the cameraman that he should start exercising. Grace, learning this, gets angry. The beauty of the photo is here. Not everyone in the world is perfect. It's enough that the models are perfect. You don't need to go to the gym. The way Grace and Anna are reflected in the documentary is living proof that success has nothing to do with working hard. Fortunately, thanks to the documentary, Grace becomes famous at 63 and finally sees the appreciation she deserves. In the following years, she oversees campaign shoots for world-famous brands. As the Condé Nast executive also said, there isn't a single area in the fashion industry that Anna hasn't touched. She doesn't just interfere in brands' design processes, she also produces her own designers. She has an organization she founded in 2003 to discover and fund young and talented designers. At the end of this competition program aired on television in 2014, where new people participate every year, she arranges collaboration with a major brand for the winning designer, the Met Gala, Anna's crown jewel. The platform where Anna makes her prestige most talked about and adds fame to her fame is the Met Gala, America's, indeed the world's biggest fashion event. This invitation, organized to raise donations for the Costume Institute, which is part of New York's Metropolitan Museum, has actually been taking place since 1948. In 1972, Diana Vreeland, another legendary editor-in-chief of Vogue, became a consultant to the Costume Institute. Thanks to this, celebrities especially involved with fashion started to be seen on the Met Gala red carpet. But the invitation achieves its current splendor when Anna Wintour becomes chairwoman of the board. The Metropolitan Museum's Costume Institute determines an exhibition theme every year, and the exhibition opening is held with the Met Gala on the first Monday of May. What makes this red carpet heard worldwide is the gala held in 2011 as a tribute to famous designer Alexander McQueen after his suicide. The documentary The First Monday in May, about the preparation process for the Met Gala, although not as successful as the September issue, is tailor-made for understanding Anna's PR strategy. The theme of the 2014 Met Gala, which Rihanna dominated with her dress on the red carpet, her performance at the event, and Anna's assistant shocked by her tardiness seen in the documentary, is China through the looking glass. We see Anna going over the guest list with her assistant and complaining about someone we don't know who, like last time. Will she be on her phone all night? Anna moves celebrities positioned around imaginary tables on a board like a puppet master while gossiping about them. For the names her assistant set aside at the edge of the board, she says, "These are the ones I hope don't come." The documentary tells both of Anna's undisputed power and a group of Americans attempt to represent Chinese culture. They don't particularly care about the reservations of Hong Kong director Wong Kar-wai, whom they put in the artistic director's chair, about decisions like dressing sculptures in clothes. Or when a Chinese journalist accuses them of not being sincere, Anna dismisses it by saying fashion isn't sincere anyway. Although the Vogue team makes a supreme effort throughout the documentary to prove they're not racist, Anna negates all their efforts by making a made-in-China joke about a curtain she finds cheap. One of the celebrities they flock to the red carpet of this exhibition where they pay respect to Chinese culture is of course Diddy. Andre, doing an interview with him, feels obliged to ask Diddy a question about China and says, "Do you like Chinese food?" Celebrities and donors pass by one by one. Notes are taken about who will be on the blacklist in coming years. Andre specifically wants Anna to be told that the George and Amal Clooney couple passed by without giving him an interview. This celebrity circus's contribution to Anna is huge. Thanks to the Met Gala, which she's transformed into a massive organization followed by the whole world, she raises millions of dollars in donations for the museum every year. This is a success that neither the museum administration, nor the American government, nor her homeland England's royal family can belittle. Political connections. Anna, who announces that Donald Trump is someone she'd never invite to the Met Gala, has ties with the Democratic Party going back to the 90s. Anna, who wants to prove she can be an important figure for politics without being in politics, also praises Hillary Clinton's feminism. She organizes events for Obama's election campaign together with Michelle Obama and Sarah Jessica Parker. The British royal family, which rewards Anna with a royal honor for wanting her to do something similar to the Met Gala in London, gives her the title of Dame in 2017. Anna manages to stay standing firm in the social media age too. Vogue's YouTube channel becomes a huge platform featuring a format where celebrities answer 73 questions while touring their lavish homes, their makeup routines, and their Met Gala preparation processes. Anna, who has been defying animal lovers, different nations, and those who think she's a racist bully for years, decides to clean up and soften her image a bit in accordance with the spirit of the times. In new videos, she showers smiles on her employees and us, makes fun of herself, looks more human. Despite all this effort and her political stance, which she thinks has reached a sufficient level by condemning Trump, excuse me, but I have difficulty believing the sincerity of this girl boss, who is surrounded by dark men like Harvey Weinstein and Diddy, who sees the whole world as her stage and everyone else as extras. The final word, The Devil Wears Prada, ends like this. Andy can no longer stand Miranda's ethically wrong decisions, quits the job, and thinks anyone who doesn't want to sell their soul to the devil should get away from here. I don't know what feeling you'll close this video with. Anna's power might have dazzled you, her story might have inspired you. If you reach a similar position, enjoy it. But if you know deep down that you'll never reach it, don't forget that the reason is Anna and the system that rewards Anna's ruthlessness. That's all from me for today. I didn't expect to find the American deep state on this path where I thought I'd be describing a fashion tyrant. Don't hesitate to add your analysis to my analysis in the comments. This video is the product of 20 days of long research, reading, writing, drawing, and editing. So if you liked it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss other videos from this one-person giant crew.